Hey everybody, ScoutCrafter here again, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, but it's a very special Friday. Today we have the entries. We'll be showing you the entries for a challenge I put out. For those of you just joining us, possibly for the first time, a month ago, I put out a challenge to my subscribers that to make a car out of a piece of construction lumber, like this. 2 inches, 2x4x12. And the reason I did that is because it'll take a lot of us out of our comfort zone to not only try and work with construction lumber, but to also design and make a toy car, much like the old Pinewood Derbies from Boy Scouts years ago. And I have to tell you something, it was I wanted to have this challenge because I didn't want to have a challenge that I'd be flooded with tons of entries because, you know, our channel is growing and I couldn't handle a couple thousand entries. So it was nice that a lot of you responded and came up with these great vehicles you're going to see in a couple seconds. It was just absolutely fantastic. Everybody had a great time. It definitely is much harder than it looks, to come up with a toy. And it made me think, years ago, a lot of times people, especially back in the Depression era and whatnot, would build the toys for their children. Because, who had that kind of money to go out and buy toys? So a lot of times, grandpa or dad would go down the basement and take a piece of wood and start whittling and carving and make a toy for the child. And it was something that was usually cherished for many years because, in that kind of society years ago, kids didn't have a lot. So to make them a toy, I remember my dad made me a scooter years ago, one of those, I don't know if it was called a crate. It had roller skates on it, and they called it a crate racer or something, and my father made me one, and I had a blast with that, out of a roller skate, a 2x4, and a crate. One of the best gifts I ever got. And later on, when I started getting into woodworking, things like that, I remember going to a train show. I was into Lionel trains, collecting a lot of trains and having fun with that. And went to a train show one time, and I saw that this gentleman had made an entire railroad from scratch, just by himself. He had the locomotive. He had a typical Lionel locomotive, but he would buy these junk cars, broken cars, things like that, and take the trucks off, the wheels, and he made his own railroad just using the wheels, and then scratch built everything else. It was fantastic. I said, wow, imagine passing that down to your grandkids, a full railroad that you made by yourself, and just fantastic. So scratch building to me is such a wonderful skill to have. And now this is going to be, like I said, a short video because we're just going to do the entries that I received. And again, appreciate it for everybody sending it in. And I will have my entries on Monday, and I hope you enjoy them. But I didn't want to put them in with today's because take away from this is your time. So let's get to it without further ado, and make sure that you have your remote control or whatever ready to hit pause. If you see something you like, hit pause and check it out. I'm not going to, linger too long on each photo, but just enough that you could pause it and check it out if there's something you like. And let's go look at it now. Okay, so wasn't that fun? Wasn't that absolutely awesome? And there were some really amazing stories behind a lot of these vehicles in there. Like my buddy, John Fix, he built that truck because it reminded him of his grandfather's truck down on the farm. And then Paul's Workshop, he did that with his entire family. And I encourage you, I'll have links to some of the videos in the description. I encourage you to go over there and check out how they made some of these vehicles and the good time they had doing it. And it really, like I said, it was it's always a lot of fun to kind of be, taken out of your comfort zone and then finally come up with something that's really nice. And I really do appreciate everybody participating in the challenge. And I hope you enjoyed it. And again, Monday I'll have my cars. I hope you have a great weekend. And thanks again, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.